Alright guys, welcome to the video today. In this video, we're taking a look at the number in the video where I went over what I said was the best auto rifle for PvP. Literally the only thing that people were talking about was this gun. So now I have to do a video on it. I did my last video on the dead orbit hand cannon, so the trend is continuing with the faction weapons today with the number. So for the perks that are on it, we have high impact reserves, rounds at the end of the magazine deal more damage. You also have a choice between extended magazine and ricochet rounds. You also have a choice between the Candle PS, which just sounds like a garbage site just based off the name, and then the Flash HS5, which looks like the same one as the Uriel's gift that I was using. Very cool so far, very good stuff. And just as like a quick update, I went to the mechanic to get my oil change because I don't know how to do that yet because I just moved out and I'm by myself now. But like, you go in to get your oil changed and then somehow they find like 1,000 problems. They're like, you know, your spinal realignment is messed up, your rotator benders are also a bit skewed, and your triangles are mistriangulated. It's like they literally, I don't know what any of it means, but they just come up with like 1,000 problems. Alright, so moving on to how it performs in PvP, I'm gonna start by directly comparing it to the Uriel's gift. When I made my video a few days ago talking about the best auto rifle for PvP, the Uriel's gift, I was met in the comment section with a lot of people saying that the number was a lot better. And while the number is really good, it's not quite as good as the Uriel's gift. The main thing that makes Uriel so good is having high caliber rounds. You feel a lot more dominant in gunfights with it because you're flinching the other person's screen. And when I say dominant, I'm not saying the overall feel with stability and range. It's just the fact that your opponent can't really see what's going on his screen when you're using it against him. So it just doesn't feel quite as dominant. Feels like there's a little bit less stability. I'll throw up the range stat, you know, stability stat, handling and all that, so you can directly compare them by the numbers. It just overall, it feels very similar, same sight, same, you know, they're both Amalon, so they're very similar. There's very slight differences. It just seems like this one doesn't have quite as much stability, doesn't seem like it's laser beaming people as much, and then obviously doesn't feel as dominant like I mentioned earlier because of the lack of high caliber rounds. Moving on to just general performance in PvP, not really comparing it too much to anything. It has a very good balance between range and stability. It's not like some guns where you have way too much stability to the point where your hit registration feels really bad because you lack range, and not one of those weapons where you have too much range to the point where you have no stability and your reticle is just flying around everywhere. So it's a good balance between the two. Ricochet rounds isn't too useful like the perk itself, your bullets flying off the walls, but it does give a pretty good boost to stability and range, which is nice. Something that might be fun in the future, if you have a team of 4 numbers and you have a Titan bubble, you can actually throw down the bubble with Armor of Light, and then when someone comes in, if you all shoot off the wall, it'll keep bouncing around. This is something people did with Hard Light in Destiny 1, so that might be fun. I don't think that makes it overall like a better weapon, but it's something that I did want to include within this video. You also have high impact reserves, which is really helpful when you're in 2v1s or when you're at the very end of the magazine, but the person you're fighting isn't exactly super weak, so you get a little bit of extra damage at the end of your magazine, which is nice. So it's a good weapon overall, good sight, good stability, good range. The only problem with a weapon like this is you have really stiff competition. It's an energy weapon, 450 RPM auto rifle. You have the Prosecutor, which is the Trials auto rifle, which is really good, and then you have the Uriel's gift, which is also really good. So I don't know if there's much of a reason to you know, use this over different ones. It's a good option, you know, maybe if you prefer it, you'll run it over the Trials auto or, you know, the Uriel's gift. But it's just there's so many good auto rifles just like this. It's hard to say that this weapon is a standout weapon. At the end of the day, it's a really good weapon, but it's nothing too standout, so I would give it a 7 out of 10. A very solid, very crisp, very concrete and sound 7 out of 10. That's gonna do it for today's video. If you want to make sure you don't miss a video, because YouTube doesn't work that often anymore, make sure to go to my name on my channel and click the bell so you get notifications whenever I upload. This prevents my channel from dying. So hopefully I'll see you guys in my next video. Don't forget to enable notifications, and hopefully I'll see you guys in my next video. Peace.